I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, call it audible. Serving up them Hail Marys till the game over with the showstopper. So hot, you gotta blow on it. I said I'll huff and I'll puff, then I'll pass to my left while I'm looking to my right. Hit him right in the chest. It be looking like magic. Better give me the throne. I ain't talking about Patrick, but I rep my home. I'm never at the end of my zone. I'm bad to the bone. Eating up these pig skins like they chicharrones. And you a douche cabron. Mira, mira at the mirror on the wall. I'm the greatest of them all. They gon' put me in the hall. Your name is only written in a bathroom stall. Quit your stalling and make a play. My drive too long. Pop the clutch, I don't pump the brakes. I know what it takes to gain the muscle, get rugged. These butterfingers be fumbling. Squash the scrimmage and rub it in Robitussin. How I give them concussion. They see in double, they rushing and pass the shovel. The dirt and rubble, I bury them under it. Stay in your huddle and get 10 yards back. Never turn your back. I'ma pull your flag. I go full contact. Out punch, out kick like a shotgun blast on 1 out snap. It's a fact that I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, calling audible. Serving up them Hail Marys to the...
Welcome back to another episode of Horseshoe Podcast. And guess who's back? I took a week off and due to personal issues, but I am back to represent this Colts from a bye week, which was needed to get all our players back. And we got a game coming up week 15 against a team that has a great defense, somewhat of a great coach, but he can kiss my ass.
Oh, okay. We
coming out.
Wow. I always thought you refreshed.
You chose violence this morning, man.
I did. I didn't like the way he talked to. I didn't like the way he did. The guy named Nathaniel Hackett. How he treated him. And it should be. It's probably a bro code type thing. You don't want to disrespect a guy that you're supposed to be the predecessor of. So I didn't like the way he did that. But anyway. Let's get into this episode. And before we get into the episode, I'm going to introduce the guys that's on this panel. Starting with the Ryan Van Deer.
What up? What up? How's everybody doing, man?
And the newly lost Texas Longhorn, Harish.
The second best team in the SEC.
Yes, they are.
In their first year. Not bad at all. Hey, we'll see what happens.
That's impressive. And then, just Josh, Alabama didn't make the playoffs, so it's all good. But how you guys feeling, man? I mean, been a week off, not week off, but we had a bye week. And I know last week you guys talked about, beating the Patriots, how depressing it was to beat them for the first time at their home since 2006. But I haven't talked to you guys since then. So how you guys feeling from that week off or bye week?
It's needed, man. We needed a break from all the turmoil and chaos of this season and just getting over whatever this team was going through. They needed a break. We needed a break. So we'll see. We'll see. It was 14 weeks is a long time. That's crazy.
Yeah. It always seemed like our bye week is like at the last part of the season, latter part of the season. And by then our guys are hurt and struggling to make each game. But it was much needed to get this rest and get everybody back. And we got 5 games to go to end the season. And we back in the thick of things again, as we were last year. Sitting at 6-7, got a good matchup coming up. We got to head to Denver to face this team. How you guys feeling about that? Are you feeling confident? Are you feeling like, can go either way? How you guys feeling?
It really just depends which defense shows up. If it's the defense that has showed up the past couple of weeks, then no, I'm not confident at all. If it shows up for the prior 4 weeks before that, yeah. And then the rest of the season before that, no, I'm not confident at all. Like, it's Jekyll and Hyde with this defense. You don't know which crew is going to show up. Is it going to be the crew that is able to stop the run and stop the pass and be solid in their zone coverage? Or is it going to be the crew that gives up nothing but over-the-top passes nonstop and can't stop the run to save their lives? So, I don't know. Jekyll and Hyde, man.
Yeah, I understand you with that one. How about you, Harish?
I'm still waiting to see this team play 22 players as a team.
Yeah, because
That's really literally what it takes. I'm waiting for this team to play as a team. I've yet to see
yeah, we still. I don't know any word about getting Ryan Kelly back, but Tanner still he's doing good in his place, so I'm fine with that. But like you said, having the guys, the starting guys, is definitely helps going into the last couple games. That all meaningful. I don't care what the record are, but they're all meaningful to get to the next level, which is either win a division or get into the playoffs.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and get to the episode. And before we get into the episode, let's talk about this fanbattlesports.com. That's our website where you can see all the past episodes. You can see all the articles that was written by the coach. You can see the merchandise that we have for the coach. Check out the merchandise. Check out all the past episodes and check out the articles. We don't care about the other teams because it seems like all of having the same issues. They all suck. They all in the draft position, the top 5, except for Houston. Houston just trying to figure out what their OC going to do. Are they going to keep him next year, or he can be the head coach of Jacksonville? We don't know. So we just figure out, but check out the coach on that www.fanbattlesports.com where only us matter, meaning the coach. We the only one matters. But guess what, guys? We are back in business. This is the title of the episode. We are back in business. We had a bye week. You get to watch other teams lose, like Tennessee, like the Jets, like Atlanta, who got their quarterback through several picks, and they paid a lot of money for him. He's ass. They're looking. I saw a jersey said Michael Penis, but it was Michael Penis. They're calling for him to start. But nevertheless, we're back in business. We got a game coming up week 15. We're traveling to Denver, like I said before, and I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready for it. I won't say I'm the most confident in this game, but if we get the same AR, get the same coach that makes those plays like he did against the Jets or like he did against the Patriots, we have a shot. We have a shot. Their defense, it was good, but they are flawed. They're very flawed. Their last game we had, it was very flawed. So we have opportunity to go out there and make some plays against their defense and possibly win that game. Just can't kick any long field goals in that weather. So let's go ahead and get into some NFL news. Anybody want to talk about what's been going around the league for this past week? From AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts, at odds per DN Brandon Graham. Somebody want to touch on that?
I mean, I'm not really surprised that those two are at each other's heads, man. Because you have AJ Brown, who ever since he was in Tennessee has had this head, and if he doesn't get the ball, if he doesn't get the snaps or the targets, then he's going to start to lose his mind a little bit. And Jalen Hurts, he does not communicate from what I've heard over the years. He does not communicate with his wide receivers, and so I'm not really surprised at all. And then you have Nick Sirianni, who is still at odds with Jalen Hurts, and so I don't know. They're doing good, and winning can cure a lot of issues, but when it comes to the chemistry of your team, that's going to be how they fall.
Yeah, I would agree. It's Jalen Hurts thing is so interesting to me. Like Shane obviously had him rolling in an MVP form, and Nick Sirianni came in and destroyed everything he ever had. And it comes down to, like I've said, you have to set every quarterback is a system quarterback. Yeah. The system that the Eagles run under Nick Sirianni or whoever the hell they got running that show right now is not very good. It does not. Listen, Jalen Hurts is the elite of the elite can elevate your team, and there's only like one or two of those in the league. Patrick Mahomes can elevate your team. Josh Allen can elevate your team.
Yes.
Everybody else in the league needs to be in the right system to be able to perform at a high level. It's just how it works. There's a reason why they call some of these guys elite. It's because they can operate under any circumstance. Patrick Mahomes, Eric Bieniemy left and went and got fired in college, and Patrick Mahomes is probably better than he was before he got there. And Josh Allen, Ryan Dable left, right? And they thought he was going to fall off. He's gotten even better. Like, there's only so many guys in the league that can do that. And if you don't have the right system around them, they are not going to succeed. And that is exactly what we're seeing with Jalen Hurts.
I mean, you touch on that, but look at Baker Mayfield, look at Sam Darnold. Those guys went to different teams, are playing at a high level. Kirk Cousins was like that until he got to Atlanta, where he's ass.
Atlanta's a mess. Yeah, that's another organization. Jesus, man.
But Tom Brady left New England. Whoever thought that would happen, left New England, and he was coached by Ty Bowles and Bruce Arians. And I mean, look what happened. I mean, like you said, I mean, and Peyton Manning left. Indy went to a team where, like you said, system does matter, and that's what happens. You got to have a good system in place for your quarterback to succeed, and that's not really happening right now. Philly and Atlanta, New York Jets, the Giants. I mean, just list of other places. Even, I mean, you can go with Tennessee. I mean, they got the guy's 26 years old, and he's still having trouble with his footwork.
Reading defenses.
I mean,
you know, that's wide receivers in the league can't get in the ball. What are we doing? I feel bad for AJ Brown. He went from mediocre to mediocre. Imagine AJ Brown with an elite coach or an elite quarterback.
Yeah.
Or a great system that has a quarterback that can get him the ball. Like, God, he's like a top 5 receiver in the league. He's starting to enter that Andre Johnson mode for me, in the sense of like he just plays with mediocre talent and he just shuts up and just does what he can. It just he's doing whatever he can. And fortunately for them, Saquon Barkley is on an all-time season run.
Ooh, yeah.
Which, speaking of terrible organizations, hello New York. Hope you guys are doing well.
And speaking of that, like you say with Saquon, I think he broke the single rushing record with the Eagles his first year, which is impressive.
Has he already broken it, or is he on pace to break it?
I say he broke it Sunday, from what I read on
for a single season rushing record.
Yes, I don't know who else was there before, other than you got you had LeGarrette Blount, but he wasn't that guy. He wasn't that guy like that. He had 1,000 yards, I think, but he wasn't that guy. But you can verify that while we discuss other news. Sam Darnold had 5 touchdowns against. He was cooking. He had 5 touchdowns against the Falcons. I mean, they had 2 receivers having I think 140 yards, and Addison and Jetta both cooking whoever they had over there at corner with the Falcons. You had Jamar Chase have a good game yesterday on Monday night, despite struggling against Cooper Rush in the Cowboys. But they needed a block punt to get them in position to win. That was unexpected. You saw Michael Parsons storm off the field like LeBron James do when he getting beat by 20. He walks off with 20 seconds to go, and you see Michael Parsons, who said they're going to go on a run on Thanksgiving, and their run probably just ended against.
They didn't go on a run. They went on a run to run away. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it is. What?
That game is terrible. It's so bad.
But speaking of embarrassing, you saw the Titans lose to Mac Jones, and a coach that could be fired after the season, who helped eliminate the Titans from playoff contention, which a lot of Titans fans were saying they were going to get Cam Moore, they're going to get Shador, but those 2 guys are going to other teams. They're not going to Titans. Titans going to end up getting a defensive tackle from Michigan or something like that. They're not going to get this guy.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of scary. Mason, like imagine they get Mason Graham and Tavondre Sweat. Jesus Christ.
All that in the offense still trash. Get it to the comments.
I mean,
Son
they've
said,
always
hey,
been a
guys.
defensive team, so they've always had mediocre offenses their entire existence.
Yes,
I
they
can't
always
name
had good
one elite offense the Titans have ever had.
Well, the one
Son
player
said,
they
Even
had,
the
they
Super
traded
Bowl-
away.
Even the Super Bowl offense was mediocre. Like Steve McNair, like that was an okay offense, but I mean, I guess for back then, okay, it's like good enough, right?
Son said he got no confidence in his game. You got Darius said, Chris Ballard said he liked the pieces we have. Don't start that. We got the weekly Saints fan that always in the comments, and the Saints are just bad. Even their quarterback is.
Remember them when they started 3-0? That was funny.
Yeah, Derek Carr out again. He's week to week.
Yeah.
Teresa said, "Hey guys,
What happened to him?
I think his hand, dealing with hand issues. So they picked up another quarterback, Da Vinci or something like that. I can't remember his name. But they're in the shit show too. They fired their head coach midway through the season. Now they on the guy that fussing at the punter on the sideline, looking foolish and getting embarrassed on TV. In other news, I mean, like I said, Jets lost. They lost to Miami in overtime.
Can we talk about the Chiefs for a minute?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, the Chiefs got lucky again.
Are the Chiefs lucky? Like that field goal was lucky, okay? But all of the ways they are winning these games is just grinded out every single time. Now, obviously, let's say they make it to the Super Bowl again. You're not going to be able to do that against the Lions or the Eagles, but the way they're winning right now is just, I don't know. You got to say it's diabolical how they're winning. Like Andy Reid, they're doing just enough to get the job done. And towards the end of the season, I think they said week 17, Hollywood Brown's going to come back. So that'll be another weapon for them.
That's kind of crazy.
And so that'll ramp up their offense a little bit more. And yeah, I mean, they got some stuff going. People, I understand they're gonna talk trash to the Chiefs because it's just like the Patriots dynasty. Every Colts fan in the world hated the Patriots. I remember watching the AFC Championship, and I think 2004. I think it was the Snow Bowl in New England, and I stayed up till 3:00 in the morning watching that game. That was the game where Peyton Manning threw like 98 interceptions, and so yeah, I have severe hatred for the Patriots for that. So I understand all of these fans that hate the Chiefs and whatnot, but I mean it's kind of like LeBron. If you love LeBron or Michael Jordan, it's greatness right now. Now, if they end up winning this Super Bowl, I'm sure it's going to come down to the refs, but that's just crazy for me.
Dude, is it? I mean, I'm not a Chiefs fan, but is it really the refs? I know a lot of fans that hate.
Is it the refs though? Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That's because I know I've seen a lot of fans that say that. Even if you're a LeBron hater, you say, well, LeBron's always whining. People hate winning. People hate it. I mean, look how you guys parade around that Bama didn't get in and saying SMU should have been in. SMU resume is ass, but y'all just wanted Alabama out of it. So it's just
no. Don't do that. Don't do that.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later.
You must have saw my Twitter. You must have saw my Twitter.
No, I just saw it all over the place, man. I didn't really keep too much into it, but I kind of figured everybody was excited.
See, this is the thing. This is the thing. When the greatness is over, you can't jump on. Oh yeah, it's just like Bama. No, bro. See, now you guys are in this era of like living in the past, right? Because this Bama is not the same as old Bama. Old Bama is done.
Yeah.
Like you can't say people hate Bama. No. People hated Nick Saban Bama because they won all the time. Nobody hates Kalen DeBoer Bama. They haven't done anything.
But that's what I'm saying. He's not here, and they still saying, with our resume versus SMU resume, it's clearly has the better resume.
You know what? Yeah. Don't lose at Oklahoma, 6-loss team by 3 touchdowns. Nobody cares about your strength of schedule when you lose to 6-loss teams. Your strength of schedule is the dumbest argument I've ever heard.
I get it, man. I get it.
Don't even start on that.
I get it, man. We didn't lose to a backup quarterback in Georgia, so that's fine. I get it.
Hey, that's all right. Hey, at least we were there, right? You're crying about not being in the playoff, and here we are. We're there.
Oh no, I was comparing that people hate a dynasty team. Look how we are celebrating. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
People hate when other people.
Yeah, I didn't like Alabama just because of Nick Saban.
Yeah,
and their fans.
I love Nick
Their
Saban.
their fans piss me off week in and week out. Like, hey, nothing stinks around here. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep drinking that Kool-Aid. We're gonna win every single game, and you damn near did. And it angered me because I wanted somebody else to win.
With the Chiefs, they're operating with a bad offensive line. They don't have all their weapons. They don't have their top running back. Well, Pacheco back now, but they got Kareem Hunt, who's a former Chief. I mean, they're still, like you said, finding ways to win. They win on a block punt. Block field goal. That's winning football. It's not cheating. That's not referee. That's winning football. Because once you get to the playoffs, those things those easy wins, the first 17 weeks become win by 14, win by another 21. And that's when you turn it on against Buffalo, because Buffalo right now is just beating up everybody, whipping everybody's ass. It's just beating up everybody. But
unless they give up 44 points.
Then the Ravens.
Crazy. I didn't watch that game.
That was crazy. Wow.
Against the Rams, yeah. That's another game, NFL news. The Rams went toe-to-toe with Buffalo. And that's when they talk about having a healthy team. The Rams had both of their receivers back.
Yep.
Puka went off. And went toe-to-toe with the Buffalo, and they scored over 80 points. That's crazy.
I think it was wild.
When the Rams have their tight end or their entire offense healthy, when you got Kyron Williams, when you got your wide receivers healthy, your tight ends, like, they are damn good. But when Puka's out, like, that's when everything goes down, which makes sense. Like, that's their number one guy.
The NFC's a little down this year, huh? You've got the Eagles, the Lions. Is that it?
The Niners, but they kind of last place.
The Niners. The Niners are terrible.
Niners aren't relevant this year. They need to tank for the rest of the season.
You still got the Packers. I don't want to shut the door on them.
You got the Packers.
I don't know.
The Vikings.
The Vikings are like
the Vikings.
They're like a dangerous team that you never hear of, and you don't even know how well they're doing until you're just like, oh wow, they have 2 losses. Oh, like nobody ever talks about them. Like they're always under the radar, no matter how good they're doing.
That's the market they in. They was undefeated for a while at the beginning of the season. Yeah. That's when they had their most news and everybody, the most hype. They had the most hype, and then I think they went on like a losing streak.
Yeah.
They got back on track after beating us. We're not a team to be, brag about. But looking at that, I think who the Lions beat? Yeah, they beat the Packers. That was a pretty good game as well. But it came towards the end where Jordan Love, turned the ball over. You can't do that against the Lions team. They still not at full strength, especially on defense, but they're still putting it together with the guys they have on the field. And that's how you build a team. That's what you want our team to be built like. Not similar to them, but built like you can. If some guy is gone, one player is gone, your team can still perform at the same level with one guy missing. Yep. Our team has always been, if one guy missing on offense, we're done. One guy on defense, we're done. Yep. That's pretty bad. That's how it was with Darius Leonard. That's how it was with Bob Sanders. That's how it was with, Peyton Manning. That's how it was with one of our receivers, T.Y. Hilton. And that sucks. That way we can't build a team to where one guy is missing, we can still perform the same way. Just add another guy, next man up. So
you remember when Chris Ballard came to the Colts and he was like, this team will never be built off of one person. Here we are 9 years later.
Still is. Still is.
Yeah.
And that sucks that we still operate in the same way. And one news that I want to also mention, Kenny Moore has been is a nominee for the Walter Payton Man of the Year for the work he put in the community. He's been excellent since he's been a coach. He's always been giving back first. He put that in the forefront every year. He's displayed that every year, and he's shown this much deserving if he can win it. How you feel about that?
Awesome, man. It's a prestigious award. Like it's a very, very it's a really prestige. Like in the league, it's considered the most prestigious award, and so
Yeah.
winning Man of the Year is no small feat. Like it's just being nominated is an honor. So shout out to Kenny Moore. He does a lot for our community. Great player on the field, great person off the field, and that's a big deal for the NFL. So shout out to him.
He's been one of the more consistent staples, on this team for years. And to get nominated like this is just like he's got to be just blown away that he's even nominated for it. It's got to blow any player away because this is just something that you carry with you for years. And so, yeah, that's awesome. Like he's one of my favorite players on the team. He's always good consistently year by year. And yeah, it's great to see. And I honestly think that the Mac, I think we should respond to his comments.
Oh, I was going to do that. He said, "Don't sleep on Denver." He should have been saying that when they lost to a one-win Panthers team a couple weeks ago.
That one hurts.
And they're down to how many quarterbacks they got? You got Derek Carr gone. You got Tyson Hill gone. You're down to is Rattler hurt? I don't know who you got left.
Oh, Spencer Rattler. I forgot he was there.
It ain't helping.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah, obviously. They say. Yeah.
Don't sleep on Denver.
But let's move on to the next topic.
I would hope so.
Shane Steichen speaks on the changes that Anthony Richardson made. Anybody want to touch on that? On the changes, he said that he's done well with his footwork, his pocket presence, his accuracy, which still in works. Everybody still in works. He's not finished product, still in works.
Yeah.
And he's making plays with his legs, which they are finally building an offense around him using his legs and not making him a pocket quarterback because he will not win a game throwing the ball 38 times.
I mean, I don't even think this is 100% on AR. I think Steichen finally got his foot out of his ass and started making the right calls instead of making him a pocket passer, which is not his deal. Like AR has a gift. You need to let him use it throughout the game. And one thing, ever since he's come back, his percentage, it's still low, but it's been increased by 8 percentage points. So, ever since he's come back, he's been good. But once again, I will say that you cannot blame this completion percentage 100% on Anthony Richardson. The amount of drops, we're top 10 in drops in the league. The last I checked, we were 8th in the league in drops. And
oh, wow.
It's just you can't have a quarterback as young as AR, 22 years old, grow and learn his craft when he's constantly throwing dots and they're getting dropped. And a lot of them are coming from the tight ends, but they're also coming from Alec Pierce. Josh Towns will drop a few. And yeah, I mean,
the running backs.
It's just, a lot of people, they look at the box score and they're like, oh, wow, 12 for 24. We'll go back to this last game. 12 for 24. Yeah, if his tight ends would have caught those passes, he would have been 18 to 24. So yeah, everybody needs to chill out with all that, completion percentage and how bad he is, box score watchers.
When you talk about a developing quarterback or a developing player of any kind, you don't look at the box score. You look at how he looked from game to game.
Exactly.
What's the next thing he can do to continue to? all that statistical stuff, it'll come, right? It's just like when you teach an employee something, right? You're not teaching that employee how to you're teaching them how to make that score look better. You're not teaching them to look at the score, right? It's like, what behaviors can I give you as your leader to say these are the things that you can change to help improve that score or improve that whatever, right? It's on Shane Steichen to coach Anthony Richardson and say, this is what you can do to be a better quarterback.
Yeah.
If you do these things, the stats will come themselves. But as like your role as a player on this team is to do these things. These are the things that you have to do. You have to set your feet when you throw. You have to make sure that you have to make sure that when you follow up, right? You have to I don't know all the mechanics of a quarterback, but these are the things that are required to be a successful quarterback, right? Your arm strength isn't going to get you everything. It'll get you some things, but you know, those are the things that you have to do as his coach and as his mentor and as his leader to help him get to that place. And I think some of it is Anthony Richardson, being young and growing, but some of it is also Shane as a young coach finding the balance of how do I be your coach, but at the same time know that I'm your best resource for you to be successful in your position. And how do I balance those two things?
I agree. I mean, the guy playing he's playing with college and pros. He's at 26 starts, so he's still developing. He's going to have a bad game. He's going to have more of those bad games. He's going to probably have a bad game Sunday, but I don't expect that. But he can have it because he's in this trial era. He's developing. He's supposed to have those, turnovers or bad plays. Because the more he have those plays, he can eventually learn from those bad plays and make them good plays. But making him a pocket quarterback is not why they drafted him.
Yeah.
The Ravens didn't draft Lamar Jackson because he can pass. We know why they drafted him. Utilize this guy the same way. Cam Newton came out as a passer, but he can run as well. Stop making this guy be a passer. He can pass. Don't get me wrong. He got the arm strength to throw the ball deep. But like you said on a previous episode, where the completion is going to be like what it is when you're taking chunk plays over and over and over and over and over. You're going to have some missed throws. You're going to have some drops because of the timing, the chemistry. You never know with the offense not blocking. Things can happen. Yep. But box scores see, this guy been having completion issues from college, high school. He's just going to be ass in the NFL because he can't complete 50% or close to 60%. And that's fine right now. We're not looking for him to be a 70% completion quarterback because that's not going to be his game. He's going to have it's going to be a game where he have 150 passing and maybe 150 rushing.
Yeah.
And still win. And it's okay. I'm okay with that. I don't know about you guys. I'm okay with that. Whatever it does.
Go ahead.
Say it again.
No, go ahead.
As long as you win in games, I don't care what his stat says. He can have 98 passing yards and we win by 2 touchdowns. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I just want to see I just want to see continued growth. That's what I'm looking for. Are you hitting the guys in the numbers? Are you leading your wide receivers, in rhythm, in lockstep? Like it, I would just want to see consistent progression. And ever since he got benched, like that's what you're seeing. And but really, we really need to keep it real because Peyton Manning in his first full season was horrendous. Okay.
Yes.
Anthony Richardson hasn't even played a full season yet. We're not even going to know where he's at really unless he plays the rest of this season and all of next season. And then we might see a glimpse. We might get a little glimmer of where he's at. Right now, all we have to hold on to is hope that he continues to progress and he continues to show improvement week in and week out and puts us in position to win. And for the last 3 games, he's led comebacks on 2 of the last 3 games. So, I mean, really, that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, I agree. The one thing we are sure of Anthony Richardson is he's got this clutch gene in him, and there's a lot of guys that don't have that, and when it comes down to it, and making sure that at the end of the day, there's certain plays that you have to make at certain times in order to win football games. The last 3 games, Anthony Richardson has shown he can either do that to get there or do that to put us in positions to get there. And that piece is really hard to have, especially in a young guy who's not very experienced. But um, everything else will just come. You just have to kind of like kind of like you guys have said, like Ryan said it specifically, like consistency is the next piece to his development. And that's not going to happen this year. Like he's still going to make mistakes. On Sunday, he's going to make a silly mistake. I guarantee you, because you know
Correct.
what? That Denver defense is going to do something he hasn't seen yet.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have that muscle that he's been able to flex. See, they're going to mix up defenses, right? And they're going to show something pre-snap and then change into something else. He hasn't seen that yet. And that's a very good Denver defense. So you've got to let him continue to grow and make mistakes. And then as you move into next year, then I think he's finally got a good chunk of starts underneath him this year, minus the 2 games that he should have started and didn't. And then you go into next season and say, okay, what did you learn this year? And how are you going next year? Then, the pressure is going to start to be on him. Okay, what's that next? You have to. And he is.
And I want to touch on what you said, the clutch genes. Just last week, week before that alone, I think he converted like 4 fourth down drives, including the one that tied the game. And basically still a rookie. And the guy went down the field, converted 4 fourth downs, including the one at the goal line where he threw the ball at Alec Pierce.
Yep.
That shows gut right there, because any other rookie or young quarterback would probably fold, turn the ball over, done something stupid, because they don't know how to have winning football. I mean, he's not a winning quarterback, but they don't know how to play winning football. You see what happened with Levis. The Jags tried to give him a game twice, and he still went down there and just stunk it up, both drives. So it tells you right there that some quarterbacks don't have that in them, the will to want to win. This guy want to win. He took those 2-game benching to heart, and rightfully so. And he didn't win the Lions game, but he learned from the Lions game. He went to, New England, where none of our quarterbacks have won since 2006, and beat them. So, that should tell you that. I wasn't too confident in the game, but because it's New England, you got Bill Belichick listen to people ordering pizza on was it who that was, the quarterback? No, the head coach. What was it? It was Mike Tomlin headset was pizza, something being ordered in his headset. When they was
awesome. What was this?
It was the Patriots versus Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think instead of him calling plays, Mike Tomlin was hearing somebody order pizza in his headset to where
that's what's up.
he couldn't get up.
I remember hearing about that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was crazy. But the guy's still learning, man, and we can go ahead and move on to the next topic. That is Nick Cross is 48 tackles away from making history. The history entails him either tying Steve Atwater's record or breaking it. What you guys think about that? He got he got essentially 5 games to get that record or accomplish that record. What you guys think? Can he get it, or is it just to be in that company? It's impressive for a guy that was just really just starting this year, really. And a lot of guys looked over him because we say that we get this safety here, Justin Simmons, we get this Condre Diggs, and pretty much bench him, we should be good. But now this guy is 48 tackles away and making history. But you guys, I go with Harish.
How many more games are left? Like 4?
It's like 4, yeah. If you include,
so you need like a little over 10 tackles a game. That's gonna be tough, man. If knowing like what you need, but as poorly as this team tackles, like he's probably gonna get more opportunities than others. Especially at the podcaster position. We don't really tackle very well there. So, I mean, it's possible just knowing like how poor of a tackling team this is in the front seven. It's crazy to think that he's this close though. Like I didn't even this wasn't even something I even thought about. That's got to be like what over 120, 30 tackles like in the season. Like, it's pretty crazy at his position.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, like you said, for a guy that's I think third round pick, they traded up for him. First 2 years, first year they kind of sit him. Second year, pretty same. I mean, he had some reps in last year, but this year kind of take the starting position. And I mean, I think he was top 5 in tackles. I think Zaire still number 1. I think I haven't looked at the tackles yet, but I know he was up there neck and neck with Zaire at one point. But like you said, 48 tackles is impressive. I mean, but like you said, he got to get 10 or 11 tackles a game, which is, I mean, like you said, the way we are missing tackles, definitely can be in that, can get those 10 a game. It's reachable. I don't know if he can reach it. It's still going to be tough because at this point, he had to be a Bob Sanders type guy to just try to get every tackle just to get it. But, to be selfish, but I mean, it just depends on how the flow of the game go. What you think, Ryan?
I mean, the Colts traded up for him in the third round to get him, and his career started off a little bit shaky. But right now, like, it's gonna be hard for him to get it, but it really just depends. Like most of his tackles are coming against runs because the running backs are getting to the third level. So what's really going to happen is the more teams that run, and I can see like the Broncos. I can see he might be able to get a considerable amount of tackles. Then you got the Titans, the Giants,
and Jaguars got 2
Jaguars.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually think it might come close. It might come down to the final week. But I mean, just to be named next to Steve Atwater is like probably one of the most prestigious friggin' names in the safety position of all time. Like he's got to be ecstatic just to know that he's named right next to him. But yeah, like he could get it ultimately, but it's just gonna depend on how the opposition runs the ball, how often they run the ball, because that's how he's getting most of his tackles this year. Because we're obviously not very great at stopping the run.
Teresa said he needs 12 a game to get it.
Yep. That's good.
12 game is a lot at that position. Yeah.
God, man.
That's insane.
I don't think I want my safety getting 12 tackles a game, but if he get it,
that's crazy. If your safety needs to get 12 tackles a game, I mean, defense is really bad, and so I guess that kind of matches up.
She said we have to show up and play the last 4 games. If there's the last game, play our bus off, and win 1 game at a time. Until then, we win them all 4.
Yep.
Yeah. So 4 games left. You win out and you're in the playoffs. Honestly.
Yeah, which is safe to have. Yeah, I agree, Brent. Brent, it is a dog, but different. You want your safety achieving something because that means your linebackers and your other guys are suck. And they keep getting. I mean, we've seen our team miss tackles. We've seen that last,
which might be true. So
week 13, so it possibly could happen. Next topic would be: can the defense slow down Bo Nix? I asked this question because we had this same conversation where Drake May called us up. He's a rookie as well. I would want to say Bo Nix is better than Drake May. And he has better weapons as well.
At this point, yep.
That's what it is, yeah.
So I mean, can this defense, with all the things you said, missed tackles and having your safety needing 12 tackles a game, can this defense slow down? Not stop him, but slow down just enough we can possibly win this game?
I mean, you're gonna have to keep it in the intermediate level. because every team knows. We said it in the last podcast that when it comes to our zone defense, our linebackers can't cover anything. So that's problem number one. So that leaves a big open hole for that zone to be completely weak in. And so that's the same thing that happened against Drake May. Is he exposed that zone coverage. Now, once we started blitzing, it took 4 quarters to figure out how to blitz. Well, 3.5 quarters. That's when the defense started playing better and making plays. But if you leave that middle of the field open, this is not a hot take. You're gonna get diced up, and until we figure that out, it's just gonna be. It could be a dink and dunk and then an over the top. It's just I think this is going to come down to a shootout ultimately. Obviously, on my podcast, I talked about how Penn State and Oregon was going to be in the low 20s, and obviously that was a fail. But in Big Ten football, but this is going to have to be a shootout, and if it's not a shootout, then the Broncos are going to win big. But the Broncos, they have a considerable amount of weapons that could ultimately just slice and dice up this Colts defense. And they have an extra week to prepare for this game, but so did the Broncos. So there's really no
edge.
Yeah, there's no edge here. So I don't know. It's tough.
The last time we played the Broncos, we won 12-9. I just want to put that out there.
Oh God, that was
I really had to throw that out there.
I just want to put that out there. We had Matt Ryan. They had Russell Wilson.
Oh, that was so painful.
I actually got Matt Ryan's name out of my brain until now. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate that.
That was painful.
I am happy to be of service.
That's painful. I'm gonna have nightmares,
But that's the last time we faced them in Denver. So, yeah, we won 12-9. I don't want to be a snooze fest. We was on Thursday Night Football and probably will never get a Thursday night game again because of that. So go ahead, Arish. What's your take?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, can they slow him down? Maybe.
Possibly.
Like, did they like all of a sudden learn how to tackle? I hope so. Like, I don't know. Like, I just don't know. Also, listen, I think Bo Nix at this point is better than Drake May, and he's got better weapons. Bo Nix is playing very well, and he's got this mobility element that nobody talks about. People don't realize like, Bo Nix. He's not the fastest guy in the room, but he's going to get you some first downs on the ground. He's going to get you some opportunities to do some things there. But man, I don't know, dude. I'm terrified that this game ends up being a blowout, and it's not because the offense is bad. They've got a great defense and they've got a solid offense, and that just to me, like on paper, doesn't bode. And that's mostly because our inconsistencies on both sides of the ball, right? Like if this team plays like a team of 22, then yeah, absolutely. I think they do have an opportunity to slow him down. The problem is that they don't. And unfortunately, that's what you need. I have yet to see this team put together a solid game as a team. So I don't know if they can slow him down. I'm not saying they can't. I just don't know because because at this point of the year, you are who you are.
Well, I would say this here, not to cut you off. Thank God that this offense does not have Jerry Jeudy. They only have Sutton.
God, yeah.
So thank God that they don't have two of those guys. I think they still have maybe with KJ Hamler. No, he gone. But they have Mims, and then they have Quillen Sutton, who is good after having numerous injuries in the past. But yeah, I'm thankful that they don't have Jerry Jeudy, who did what he did 2 weeks ago having 200 some receiving yards. That would have been tough to stop. In their running game, I'm not saying was it Jamal, what's his name? I know the last name Williams, but I keep trying to confuse him with the guy with the Saints.
Javonte Williams.
Devontae.
He's good. He's decent. Not the best. But if our team can stop him in the run game and also in the passing game, because he's most deadly in the passing game than he is running. But we've seen our team can't tackle shit. Nobody. And just can't get Cortland going. I mean, he's having a bounce back year. He's confident. He have a good quarterback to throw it to him. So you have a coach that know how to coach and dial up plays. He's definitely a good offense coordinator and also a good head coach. He won as a head coach, won the Super Bowl as a head coach. So this game is going to be big. I mean, throw out the records. Just go out there and pad up the pad zone, and it's going to be a dogfight. I don't know if it's going to be a snooze fest or it's going to be a blowout. I don't know. I hope the blowout is not on our end, because if we get embarrassed in this game, we pretty much out. We pretty much done.
Yeah, it's over if you lose this game. You have to win this game.
So,
because you need that tiebreaker.
You need this game, and then you just need to win all the rest of them. And
if you lose this game, you have a 28% chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
which pretty much done. So
that's as clear as it gets.
Yep.
Speaking of it, we got the Broncos. We said at week 15 we go out there in a much needed win game, really for both, because they lose, they're in jeopardy to be in the hunt and lose tiebreaker to us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know we touched on it on past topics, and none of us really kind of feel as confident in this game due to our woes and due to their strengths. Their strength is their defense, and their strength that their coach know how making this rookie look good. If our coach can do the same thing to our quarterback, we have a chance. We get JT going, who is back. I think he is 800 rushing yards. He's looking like he's on a bounce back year as well. Gain the confidence back and get our receivers going. Josh Down won't be back this Sunday, but have the guys that's on the field ready, because we're gonna be needed. Now they're down a cornerback, the other starting cornerback, but we know what Patrick Surtain is. We know who he is. I wouldn't try to pick on him as we did Sauce Gardner.
Stay far away.
Stay away from him. Yeah, for sure.
God.
Yeah, because what we did to Sauce Gardner a couple weeks ago, I was like, that was a gutsy call. But I mean, I wouldn't do that back to back to with Patrick Surtain, number 2, whatever you want to call him, junior or whatever, PS2. He's definitely a good cornerback. I think in one game he had 2 pick sixes, so definitely want to pick on him. But depending on who he's defending, if he got, I like our best cornerback on him. But right now, Josh Downs not on the field. You got to go with Michael Pittman, because Allen Pierce is not going to keep doing the same play over and over to beat this guy. I mean, unless you put Eddie Mitchell. Eddie Mitchell can beat him, I think. But he's due for a big game as well. I thought it was going to be against the Patriots, and it wasn't. But he's going to have to show up this Sunday. He's going to be his name going to be called to make a play and possibly score a touchdown or even a winning play. I hope his name is dialed up, because I saw a comment, on the page on Facebook, the Facebook page. It said that a fan, I'm not going to say his name, but he said Eddie Mitchell is trash, and I was like, that's wild to say that. And I know Harish don't think that at all, but this guy said that.
Who's trash? Eddie Mitchell's trash?
Yes, he did say that. He said it.
Eddie Mitchell's a freaking rookie, dude.
Yeah,
chill.
It's a rookie.
Like, what do you want from him? He's a 2nd round rookie. Like, let's calm down.
It's definitely.
I mean, compare him to Xavier Worthy. Like, are you going to say Xavier Worthy sucks too? Because he hasn't really done that much this year.
Well, you should have said Leggett. Worthy is pretty good. Worthy actually. I'm not saying actually. I won't say that, but he actually he's being used a lot more in the offense with other guys being hurt.
But the thing is, AD Mitchell hasn't been used a lot. Like in the last
Right.
game, what did he have? 2-3 targets? Like, how can you say that he's trash if he's not even being targeted? Like, you can't.
It's non-ball knowers. That's how.
It's all fans. All fans sometimes.
Fans, overreactions. Overreaction Tuesday, I guess.
We've been in the hunt all year. We were, yeah. We got to get out of that hunt. We got to be over the hunt. Be in a position to control our own destiny. Right now, we don't control it. Well, we kind of control it, but if we lose, we definitely don't control it.
You've been in the hunt the entire Ballard regime.
Yeah.
And I mean, hey, what are the keys to victory? Go ahead, Ryan. What are your keys to victory?
All right. I just want to touch on something. I didn't get to talk about it. So, okay, the Colts have a 28% chance to make the playoffs as it stands today. It's a 99% chance to make the playoffs if they win out. Now, if they lose to the Broncos, they have a 23% chance to make the playoffs. If the Colts lose to the Giants, they got a 65 to 66% chance to make the playoffs. And then if they lose to the Titans, they have a 61% chance to make it to the playoffs. Now, the Broncos, the rest of their schedule is the Chargers, Bengals, and Chiefs. You know, the Chiefs game, the Chiefs might end up sitting their starters because they're in control of that number 1 seed right now. But one thing that really isn't talked about enough is playing in Denver, that climate. So it is going to have some sort of effect. Hopefully it's not a large effect. But the keys to a Colts victory, moving on to this, it's going to be AR. Okay. So you're going to be going up against a solid defense. Let's see. I have it pulled up here.
Who's at DC? It's not Vic Fangio, is it?
No, I don't think so.
But yeah, you say, they're definitely going to come with the pressure, which he has been well under pressure. He hasn't been sacked, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the Broncos have the number 8 ranked defense, but that obviously didn't come to play when they played the Cleveland Browns, and they gave up, like, what was it? 552 yards. That's what it was. If it wasn't for those 3 picks from Jameis Winston,
they would have lost.
Yeah, they definitely lose that game.
They would have lost.
Yeah, 100% they lose that game.
And in that game, Bo Nix threw 2 picks himself. So it's just like they had a lot of over the top stuff. So one of my key matchups is going to be Alec Pierce, obviously, because he is our over the top guy. He is going to have to be able to find that separation. Hopefully, the Colts can find up better ways to get him away from Patrick Surtain, because if he is lined up against Surtain the entire game, that is going to be an issue. Also, I know I'm probably beating the drum here, but our tight ends are going to have to actually come to play. If our tight ends can be productive in this game, then we will win. I have no doubt in my mind that we will win this game if our tight ends can play. Mo Alley-Cox, you got to have a good game. You can't be having those drops. They need to insert Will Mallory more into this game. He needs to get those targets. And then lastly, AR and Richardson. Or not Richardson. Jonathan Taylor.
I got what you're saying, because
yeah. Those two together, they're gonna have to have a pretty solid game. Whether it be running or passing and running. We're gonna have to we're gonna have to get some RPOs going early in order to open up that run game. And if we can do that, then we will have a pretty good chance. But our defense is gonna have to come to play. We cannot give up any explosive plays. Like, we can give up some, but do not make a habit out of that, because we can get beat over the top consistently when we have gone up against good quarterbacks. When we went up against Jared Goff, that was kind of a struggle. So those would be my keys. That was a mouthful.
I understand. Go ahead, Arish. I know.
Got to tackle. It's that simple. You have to tackle. If you don't tackle, then you're not going to be able to be successful, and that is back to fundamentals. Be in your lanes. I think defending the run lane is going to be really important in this game, just because you don't want to open up and make your defense susceptible to a pass game that's already a run defense is not very good. The middle of the field, that's probably the scariest part of this defense is those linebackers, because they can't cover for anything. And so, yeah, I mean, it's being able to tackle, being able to force Bo Nix into third and longs. You're gonna have to put this offense in some extraneous positions in order to do well. And then offensively, you got to get everybody involved. Like the opening script of this game is going to be really important. And
yeah,
and I say that from a fact of, like, sure, the middle parts of the games are important, but knowing, again, you are what you are at this point, and what we know this team is in the middle halves of the game, they don't play well. And so
Right.
the opening script of this game is important to get off to a hot start, because they do tend to struggle offensively in the middle of the game. And until AR can learn that, get better at that, hey, give me one good series in the second quarter. Give me one good series in the third quarter. I'm not asking for a lot, right? And then this defense is just going to have to play well. I mean, really, if this defense does not play well, this game could get really quickly, because that offense can get into a rhythm, and Bo Nix does have the experience to understand, like, what it takes to
Yeah. Being at Oregon, it definitely helped him out as a professional quarterback, despite him being a rookie. And both of you guys have made great points on keys of victory. I would like to get this run game going, continuing it going, having JT going early, also having AR going early in a run game. It helps out, it open up the passing game with, like I said, the intermediate routes with Eddie Mitchell or Michael Pittman or Ashton Doolin or whoever, even Alec Pierce. Get those positive, get your tight ends involved. Mallory he was playing well against New England, and more Coxie had that key fourth down catch, which desperately needed. And on our defense, just cover the guy in front of you. Don't try to do too much. Try to get 12 tackles a game. I mean, despite and you gotta get the podcasters. We call them. We're gonna keep calling that until they perform consistently every week. You guys, like Ari said, they found a way to have a new episode every week like us, but we're not a professional. We don't play.
Yeah, but they can't tackle. Yeah,
but can't tackle. You got EJ Speed getting fined for illegal tackle. So I mean, just we got to get these guys going. I mean, you got a rookie edge rusher who's trying to make his way in the league. You got Pay trying to earn a check. You got Tyquan Lewis coming back and getting back in the groove of thing. Defoe's going to continue doing his thing. He's on the street. He's been playing well. If everybody play into their gaps, play at their position, not over compensate the other guys, we can win this game on defense along with having an offense.
Yeah.
The Broncos don't have a top ranked offense. They just have a quarterback that knows what he's doing. You have a receiver that is pretty good, made a name for himself. And then you got a decent running back, but is their head coach that know how to coach. He's been in winning situations before. It's not his first rodeo. He just got the quarterback that he chose from the draft, and he got what he wanted, and he know how to use them, like he did with Drew Brees. So we definitely gotta on both sides. Both play well on both sides, and be on the winning side of it, because if we lose, we pretty much gonna be on this episode next week saying fire Ballard, fire Gus Bradley, and
We should move on with life.
Yeah. So it's gonna be pretty much thing. But despite all that, what are y'all predictions? Score predictions for the game?
All right, so I wanted to touch on one more thing. The offensive line. The Colts released their unofficial depth chart, so they have Big Q out at left guard, Bernard Ryman left tackle, Tanner Bartolini. He's going to be at center. Dalton Tucker at right guard, and Braden Smith at right tackle.
Oh no! Yeah, we're cooked.
Yeah. Then they have Danny Pinter, who actually led all centers, from what I said, or from what I saw. I mean, last time they played with 83 PFF rating. I know PFF, but anyway, we're gonna have to make sure that offensive line is ripe and for the picking, because the Broncos lead the NFL in sacks with 47. So we're gonna have to make sure that is good, because otherwise, that's gonna be another struggle. But my prediction is this: there is a lot to go against the Colts, and it could be a struggle of a game. But I have a feeling that this Colts team has a lot to fight for and a lot to prove. And so I'm taking the Colts 27-24.
Oh.
It's going to be a shootout. I have a feeling it's going to be a shootout. If I'm wrong, I will come back on this podcast next week and say I was wrong. And yeah, but I don't know. It's just everything's pointing towards it's going to be a shootout. It's not going to be a defensive game.
Yeah, can't rely on our defense to win anything.
Nope.
Go ahead, Arish.
Yeah.
I know it's tough. Yeah, I know.
Until I can see this play like a team, I don't believe in it. I believe in players on this team, but I don't believe in this team as a unit, as a brotherhood, as a team. I just don't believe in this team. I think the Broncos win 20-10.
20-10.
Yeah.
Well, it seemed like Ryan was checking my notes, because he took my score prediction, which was 27-24. Because I think we can win in a field goal. I think Matt Gay has turned it around. He has been performing well. I know a lot of people say he needs to be cut, he needs to go, but he has been performing well as of the last couple of games. We got to give him credit when it's due. We give him grief when he's ass, but over the past couple of games, he has been on the money. And so he wasn't needed last couple Sundays ago for extra point, because we went for 2. We decided to put the game in our quarterback hand, and he won. Ronald said AR and the receivers must execute in harmony Sunday. Sunday, Denver will make Anthony make quick decisions. He just has to make good ones. I mean, yeah, definitely. We may execute and catch the ball, and that's been a problem. Catching the ball and missing tackles. Catching the ball and missing tackles. All these drop passes.
More important in this sport.
And most importantly, yeah, go ahead and move the chains. I mean, 36, Colts winning 14-10. That's a low score game. 14-10. That's the same as the 12-9.
Yeah.
So that's a snooze fest. But I mean, it can't be that type of game. I don't want it to be that, because we haven't had a game where we dominated. We always win a game where it's a 1-point game, 3-point win, 2-point win, 3-point win, 6-point. We have never had a convincing win. It's always been like a cardiac Colts. I don't want to be in the hospital for this team. I want something convincing, because it's always been something where we just like, it's the fourth quarter where our defense needs to stop somebody, or our offense needs to go down the field to win the game, as it did 2 weeks ago. And that can't happen every week. We got to dominate. We have to dominate if we want to be taken serious in this league, especially this year. Last year, nobody knew what team we would be, and we was one game away from making the playoffs and winning division, and we didn't make it, which is fine. But this year, we in the same type of thing where we're depending on these games to get in the playoffs. Like you said, what you said the percentage is right now is 20-something percent right now.
Yeah, it's 28% to make the playoffs right now.
And beating Denver, it'd be at 90. Well, that's if we went out, you said.
Yeah, that's if we went out. Which, if we get past this game and say we do defeat the Broncos,
It can happen.
the path gets a lot easier.
Oh yeah, for
Great
sure.
guys. Always a good time.
But this game,
Teresa.
this is a playoff game for the Colts. You win, you go on. You lose, it's basically season over.
Yeah. Get ready for the drafts again.
Yeah.
And that brings to this question here. Can the Colts win out? Harish, you're already out of this because you got us losing. So and there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
I'm sure you're hoping we win, but the team don't give you that confidence to pick them. And I understand that. But so I know for you don't have the Colts winning out. But for me and Ryan, there's a chance. Ryan, you think the Colts can win out?
I think ultimately they can. But they have a lot of trap games along the way. So you get past the Broncos.
Tennessee is a trap game.
And then you got Tennessee as a trap game. And then the Giants. And then your last game is the Jaguars. And we all know how well we have played Jaguars over the years. And the Jaguars, even with Mac Jones at the helm, could end up torching us. But ultimately, if they get past this game, they can win out, because confidence is a big deal when you are playing professional sports. If you are confident as a team, as a whole, then that can drive a winning force. And if they get past the Broncos, that's what I see happening. But that's a big if right now. You got a lot of the Colts have a lot to play for. But just like Harish said, they have not played like a full unit all season long. And if they do play like that this game, then we're going to be sitting here next week talking about the Colts win.
I hope so. I mean, we can. Like you said, trap game. We know how Tennessee like to be spoilers. They've done that, with the Jaguars last year. And they know that if we got an opportunity to be in position to be in the playoffs, they definitely going to play their hardest. And we're the big brothers of the division, so they don't want us to do anything. And likewise with the Jags, we have to rely on the Jags couple seasons at the end of the season. And Jags been in position to draft first overall and still knocked us out of the playoffs. So this happened twice. So I mean, it's difficult. It's just like we need to be on that winning side instead of being on that other side where every time we have to face a team in our division, they run our chances.
Let's just say the Colts do win out. Does 10-7 win this division? Like, they could win this division still.
Well, because the Houston got to play Ravens, they got to play the Chiefs, so it's difficult for them to try to. It's going to be a close. It depends on the next. When do they play the Ravens?
They get a bye this week, right? Then they play Miami, Kansas City, Baltimore, Tennessee the end of the season.
Shit, now that's tough.
Like if they lose 3 out of 4 and you win out, you might actually win the division.
Yeah, we can win again. Yeah, and they swept us. Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. I think the Raiders was like 6-0 in the division, still didn't make it. But I mean, I don't want to think about us not making it.
See, the Texans could ultimately lose 3 of their last 4. You got the Dolphins, Chiefs, who are still going to be playing their starters on December 21st. Okay. Then you have the Ravens on Christmas, and then you finish the season out with the Titans. Like, they could ultimately lose 3 of their last 4. Like,
and you know what happened? You know what happened?
And let's say they lose 3 of their last 4. That puts them at 9-8.
And
on the season.
10 wins can get us.
Yeah. It's easily within reach.
Yeah. So this game is so important. To what happens this season. So we'll see.
Yep.
I'm definitely just win this game first, and then we can talk about the other 3 games.
Yeah.
And then you got to be on Hey Watch with the Texans. Like I said, they got a lot to play for. Because I think if they win Sunday and we lose, they win the division. It's over.
Yeah.
If they win Sunday against Miami and we lose against the Broncos,
Well, they're off this weekend, right? So,
Yeah.
No. They play Miami this weekend.
Yeah, they was on a bye with us. They was on a bye with week 14. So they have a important game in Miami. I don't know if Miami's still in the hunt. I think they're out of the hunt, or they still got a chance. We got their tiebreaker over them.
They're sitting at 6 and 7 right now, and they have the Texans. Obviously, they got the Niners, and the Browns, and then the Jets. So yeah,
they can win out too.
That's our competition right there. But if we end up tying with them, we got the tiebreaker because we beat them 16-10.
Correct.
Yeah. And I think that's what they're banking on, right? If you win this game, you get the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
We're banking, but it's kind of tough because we need Miami to beat Texans, but we need Texans to beat Miami.
Yep.
So it's kind of like it's crazy.
Yeah.
If you want to, that's if you want the division. But if you want to make the playoffs, you obviously need Texans to eliminate them from the playoffs.
That's wild.
A little bit of breaking news here, and I'm trying to confirm this. So I just found out that Randy Moss may have been diagnosed with liver cancer.
Yeah, I saw his yellow eyes on set. And we're sneaking
so that explains. Yep, he just announced that he's been battling liver cancer. That's sad, man.
Yeah, that's sad.
A guy I grew up watching. I grew up watching this guy. Cowboys. I think Cowboys missed on him, and they paid for it.
Yep. Oh yeah. For
so
sure.
yeah. This is tough.
Best of luck to him and his family. And prayers to him for sure.
Yeah. From the Horseshoe Mob family and the rest of the world, we sending prayers your way to Moss and his family. I hope he can make a smooth recovery from this because this probably is one of the deadliest. Having any type of cancer is pretty much deadly, and we don't want to be on this episode talking about rest in peace at all. At all. But what is what's name dealing with the college basketball commentator Dick Vitale? What was his name? I can't say his last name.
Dick Vitale?
Yeah, I think he had cancer.
He's been in and out of lung cancer. I think. I thought he was. So he did get into remission, and then he got re-diagnosed. Oh man.
Yes. Yeah, it was vocal cord cancer. That's what it was.
Okay, that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what Craig Sager had, didn't it? The same thing?
I think so.
I can't remember. It's gonna be tough. I mean, just don't want to. You hate to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't want anybody to lose their life over things like this. He said he got the doctors on it. He said he's gonna make sure that they try to do their best they can. So prayers for him and his family.
Yep.
But we're gonna get up out of here, guys. And we're gonna talk about this for one more week. Our Colts jersey giveaway. All you got to do to enter this drawing is to subscribe to the channel. Screenshot, show proof that you subscribe to the channel. You like, share, and repost it. That's all you got to do. You got one more week. Next week, actually, the 17th, we'll be announcing the winner of that jersey on a live episode, or we announce it on the Twitter or Facebook. But they'll be announced on the 17th of the winner. So all you got to do is subscribe to the channel. Go subscribe, run our numbers up, and we're going to select the winner next week. And you're going to have a jersey of your choice. They got great players on this team. You can pick, from Latu, Kenny Moore, the podcasters, Nick Cross, A.D. Mitchell, Josh Downs, AR, JT. You got a list, and you can get that by subscribing to the channel. That's all you got to do. Subscribe to the channel, screenshot proof, like, share, and repost. That's all you got to do. And you're in the drawing, and you can be the winner of the contest. But other than that, guys, if you don't have anything else, We're gonna get up out of here, and we're gonna hopefully on next week episode we're saying the Colts did it. The Colts did it. They beat the Broncos, and we're put ourselves in position because we still won't be in the spot yet because we still have to wait for them boys to lose. They still be ahead of us, but we'll be a step forward. So
Big step forward.
Big step forward. So
Would be a bit.
if anything else, if you guys don't have anything else, let's go ahead and plug in our social medias and get up out of here. Go ahead, Ryan.
All right, you can find me at HCS Ryan Van Dever. You can also find me at Hot Zone Sports, and I created a podcast account on Facebook and Twitter that is basically just Hot Zone the Bird. Go ahead and give me a follow because we just started them today.
And shout out to you for announcing Max Fried signing to the Yankees. Thank you. Go ahead.
You know, we're going to fight. All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, y'all can find me at the Uncle Gandhi, and then of course Thursday nights with my boy Tim Wayne, Longhorn Fan Battle Podcast. This week we're actually going to take a break from football, enjoy the bye week, the week before the grind, and we'll have Matt Brown back on the show. If you guys don't know Matt Brown, he broke college football 25 news last year and was really heavy on that. We're going to bring him back this week and talk about the future of NIL. So, really fun show. It's going to be an afternoon show, 5:30 this week.
Yeah, check out Harish and his things he got going a couple weeks. Also, check out Ryan and his podcast, House on Sports. He got he break the news just like Adrian Wojkowski and Adam Scheffner. He does a good job with that. But you also can find me at Who Is Y'all Senior on Twitter and other social medias. And you can find us every Tuesday at 9:30 Eastern Time at Horseshoe _mob. But we're going to sign off. Until next time, let's go Colts.
On one out snap, it's a fact that I'm unstoppable. Forget